Today, I'm going to bring you along to make my simple sourdough recipe. As a busy mom, I do not have time to really worry about all of the rules that the sourdough gods have put out for us. I basically just mix the dough, do like 1 or 2, 3, maybe 4 stretch and folds throughout my day, put it in the oven, put it in the fridge, put it in the oven, and boom, I have bread. That's the way I view it. So to start, you're going to mix your starter, water, flour, and then you're going to sprinkle over salt, and you're going to allow that to sit for an hour. This is the autolyse process. It basically just lets your flour absorb all the water. This is not a step that I usually skip just because, it's really not that big of a deal, and sometimes the autolyse lasts for 2 hours or 3 hours, just depending on what's going on in my day, how clean my kid is. As you can see, I'm holding him in this clip because he did not want me to put him down. So after the autolyse, you are going to do your first round of stretch and folds. So you're just going to take the dough and you are going to pull it up as far as you can and then place it back over on top of itself. As you can see in this first clip, you really aren't going to get a lot of stretch, but you'll see as we go along, the dough is going to begin to become more elastic and stretchy, and that just means that you're building that gluten structure. So as you can see in this clip, it's far more stretchy. I can stretch it way farther, so that gluten is definitely developing in the dough. I also did a few coil folds here. That's not in the recipe, linked down below, but this is just going to help build a little bit more strength because we had some errands to run on this day and I didn't have time to do all of the proper stretch and folds. In the recipe, you're supposed to do a stretch and fold every hour for the whole bulk ferment. That's how you're going to get the best results. So here you can see me just flipping the dough over, and I'm going to do the pre-shape. This is a step that I regularly skip as well. But for purposes of this video and getting pictures for the blog, I did the step. But you're basically just going to stretch out your dough, and then you're going to pull it over itself, and then roll up your dough and do, basically you're going to just pull the dough into yourself, and you'll see in the clip. Definitely one that breaks a lot of the sourdough rules. I feel like our ancestors baked sourdough bread for years and years and years, and they didn't have all of these rules. They didn't have to check the temperature of their home and get a bread proofing box or any of those type of things. And so whenever I started baking sourdough, I followed all of the rules to a T. And then as the years went on, I just started paring down the steps to get to the bare minimum steps. I do the bare minimum to get a loaf. I am not looking, me personally, for a perfect loaf of sourdough bread. I'm looking for something that tastes good, which it always tastes good, and that my family will enjoy. And I hope that gives you encouragement that if you're seeing all of these perfect loaves and your loaves are coming out flat or they're not as high or you're not getting the ear or whatever metric that you're looking for to indicate that you did this right, just know that at the end of the day, your husband has no clue what sourdough bread is supposed to look like. He just thinks it tastes good. Your children just think it tastes good. And you made something wonderful for your family that does not have preservatives in it. So now you can see I am just scoring the dough and getting my Dutch oven out. I preheated the oven with the Dutch oven inside, and I just throw that in and I allow it to bake covered for 20 minutes and then uncovered for another 20 minutes. This is what it looks like at that 20-minute mark, kind of blonde. And honestly, this is not the best loaf that I've ever made. And I had half a mind to remake the dough, but I was like, the whole purpose of my blog is to show moms that it is not about perfection and good enough is okay. And this loaf was good enough. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't the oven spring that I could potentially get, but it was a good loaf and it fed my family. I hope you guys found encouragement that you can fit sourdough into the margins of your day. The full recipe is linked down below, and let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments.